Finally, after 25 years, the powers of the Gorosei and Im are revealed. Im's immortality is confirmed as Cobra knows Im's name and mentions that Im was one of the first 20 kings. Additionally, it's revealed that Im speaks in the third person and refers to himself as Mu. Mu is the Japanese word that means nothing. In Buddhism, it is described as the state where absolutely no things or phenomena exist, and in Zen Buddhism, it refers to the pure state of consciousness before any experiences or knowledge have been acquired. This perfectly explains Im's role in One Piece. He is the one who has lived 800 years ago and knows everything about the ancient history. He knows the truth about the D and says a few things about it. He repeats the same words Corazon told Law, stating that D are the people who were their enemies in the past, the enemy of gods. Recent Ds have no idea about the meaning of their names. Im blames Nefertari Lily for leaving a chance to learn about the ancient history even 800 years later. She is the reason why poneglyphs are spread throughout the world, and he suspects that it was Lily's plan and not just a mistake. After this conversation, it is revealed that Nefertari Lily was in fact a D, so Cobra and Vivi are Ds as well. But I don't think that all Ds are relatives. For example, Asia is home to a vast population, many of whom share common last names despite not being related to each other. In Korea, for instance, surnames like Kim and Park are remarkably common. This phenomenon also extends to South Asia, where a large number of individuals share similar last names. This prevalence of identical or similar surnames can be attributed more to political influence and socio-cultural factors than to familial connections. In Brazil, the last name Silva is the most common last name. All Silvas do not come from one Silva. They got this last name from their African slave descendants who actually didn't have last names until they were freed and wanted to have real last names like everyone else. That might have been the influence for it. The initial D, as seen in some names, possibly signifies either people originating from the ancient kingdom or their descendants. It is likely that this was adopted by the populace and their supporters in homage to the fallen kingdom. When Im hears that sacred initial in Lily's name, a black shadow arrow appears and stabs Cobra. Sabo appears and attacks Im. Im transforms into a huge creature with a large mouth and sharp teeth. He swallows Sabo's fire and climbs down the throne while the 5 elders transform into big creatures. Before I continue talking about Im and Gorosei's powers, let's talk about Lily's letter. Before dying, Cobra recited Lily's letter. Only the beginning and the ending of this letter were revealed. It starts with, "Protect the poneglyph." We already know that poneglyphs are important, so it's not a big reveal. It ends with, "Raise the flag of dawn to the world." This one is actually very interesting. What is the flag of dawn in One Piece? The symbolism of light and darkness has been prominent in One Piece for years, especially lately. Darkness is used as a metaphor for slavery and crimes against humanity and fishmen, but even before the heavy-themed evilness became a vital part of the storyline, the symbol of light or sun represented hope in otherwise hopeless and dangerous darkness. The best example is Vivi's speech about adventure and meeting the little ship in the darkness of the storm, a ship supporting her and asking, "Don't you see that light?" Which is really telling because light begins its journey in the east, and East Blue is the place that Luffy comes from to the new world, bringing with himself freedom and hope for those oppressed by present or approaching darkness. Luffy's ornament here is directly taken from the crest of the Kozuki clan, and to some degree resembles the mark of Alabasta, Wano and Alabasta, the closest islands to the ancient kingdom. The hoof of the celestial dragon is an especially interesting mark because it represented a darkness that Fisher Tiger turned into something better. Hope, a new chance, and pride for the once oppressed. Luffy's sun god Nika Devil Fruit plays a huge role in this as well. After all, even the very first chapter of One Piece told us that the wind blows from the east. The wind of change is related to Monkey D. Dragon, and the new dawn is related to Monkey D. Luffy, who will chase the darkness away. They come from East Blue, and they are going to change the world. The flag of dawn is most likely a symbol related to the sun, and Luffy, the sun god Nika, will defeat Im, aka Nothingness, and raise this flag. Now let's talk about Im-sama, the Gorosei, and their powers. First of all, I am not a big fan of flashbacks, but I am really interested in Im's past. Where is he from? Why or how did he betray other kingdoms? How is he immortal? There are so many questions. I will start with the troublesome part. Okay, Sabo is strong, and he somehow managed to escape. However, the fact that Wapol was noticed by Im and still managed to escape from the Gorosei, CP0, and Im himself is very weird to me. Now, of course, I won't doubt Im's powers just because Wapol somehow escaped due to plot convenience. However, it's still something that bothered me, and I wanted to express a few thoughts about it. The Gorosei and Im transformed into some kind of creatures. Most likely they are Zoan Devil Fruit users. Thank God Gorosei are actually powerful, and not just old dudes with important positions. We have seen hyped characters with strong devil fruits who appeared to be weak, like Orochi for example, but I don't think this will happen to the Gorosei. I believe Straw Hats will defeat Kizaru and Saturn, one of the Gorosei, and that will be the event that will shake the world. As I mentioned, they are most likely Zoan devil fruit users, and there is a high possibility that their fruits are similar to Luffy's. Luffy's ate the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, which allows the user to become an incarnation of Nika, an ever-playful sun god known for liberating slaves and bringing smiles to people's faces. This grants Luffy's body a rubber physiology and allows him to fight whoever he pleases as long as he can imagine it. It is still not fully explained why Luffy has rubber powers, but his devil fruit is very rare. There is a popular theory that the Gorosei are like planets because one of their members is called Saturn, so he may have a similar Hito Hito no Mi devil fruit with the Saturn god. They can transform into animals and other creatures and may have additional skills like Luffy's rubber powers. To be honest, I'm not sure about the Gorosei, but I believe that Im-sama is the moon god. The first hint is that he calls himself Mu. The second one is the parallel between the sun and the moon in One Piece, between Luffy and Im. In the 9th cover story, Enel's Great Space Operations, Enel ventures to the moon and uncovers an ancient hidden city beneath the crust. He examines the wall paintings and learns its history. It appears that the Skypians, Shandians, and Birkins all originated from this moon city and were the inventors of automata. When their resources were depleted, the inhabitants decided to travel to Earth, bidding a tearful farewell to their creations. This event likely occurred more than 800 years ago, implying that Im has some knowledge or connections with the moon people. There is a possibility that Im is also from the moon. This cover story holds significant importance in the One Piece narrative, and I believe Oda will incorporate it into the storyline in the near future. If Luffy has a devil fruit that makes him positive, happy, playful, and helps him bring smiles on people's faces, then Im must have a devil fruit with the opposite traits. His devil fruit powers may be similar to Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi. Both powers are for destroying and erasing. For example, Im appears to have control over an immensely powerful ability or weapon which enables the complete annihilation of entire islands within seconds. This weapon manifests in the sky, shrouded by clouds, and rains down 16 beams of energy resembling lightning or lasers that engulfs their target in a massive explosion and leaves nothing in its wake. Many think that Im has one of the ancient weapons, but what if it is Im's devil fruit power or his awakening? In this chapter, we were treated to several nice and interesting details. Sabo's flashback was particularly heartwarming and endearing. Following the incident involving Saint Charlos, Leo and Sai proudly declared themselves as pirates under the Straw Hat Crew's flag, which was a thrilling moment. It was nostalgic to see Jabra and Khalifa again as well. Fujitora's decision to allow slaves to escape despite facing opposition from Ryokugyu hinted at a potential shift in his allegiance. I am confident that Fujitora will ultimately choose to change sides and aid Luffy in the final war. The sight of Vivi and Wapol fleeing together was strange as well. This chapter was truly amazing. It might not seem as exhilarating after reading so many 10 out of 10 chapters, but if we were to read it 3 to 4 years ago, it would have broken the internet. That's it for today. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and remember to subscribe for more content. Goodbye.